Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about all the operators. So first of all, what is an operator? Well, operators, there are things that you put between operands. Okay, to be fair, all these operators you are actually quite familiar with. So let's say, as an example, I tell 2 plus 3. So in this case, what we consider as an operator is the plus sign. So plus is the operator, and 2 and 3 is the operands. So I don't care about the literal definition, but operands are things where you want to use to get some value, or operands are the things that you want to do an operation onto. An operator are the operations that you want to do on these operands. So something like that. So let's see what this assignment operators, and this is actually very familiar with already. So when I say, so it's double x is equal to 2.3, and this is an assignment operator. So what an assignment operator does is basically assign a value to the variable, and that is all. There are no other things. So what are arithmetic operators? So basically operators that do maths, and that's all. So this is plus, and this is minus, and this is multiplication, and this is division. So let's say I do double x is equals to 2.3 plus 1.4, and okay. So if I try to print out y, what do you think the value will be? It's 3.69999. How? Well, okay, I'm not good at okay, 2.3 plus 1.4 is 3.7. So since it's a double, right? Since it's a double, it will give like quite a number of decimal points if you didn't specify how many decimal point you want. So don't really think about it. I will actually explain in another video how to tell how many decimal point you want to print it out. But this is how you do plus. Let's say you want to do minus. So double z is equals to 5 minus 3. If I try to print out, by the way, since double z is double, but you only use integer, is it wrong? Well, no, because if you give an integer, what the Java will do, it will take the 5 and change it to 5.0. So this will actually be done implicitly. So it will actually change that 5 into 5.0, and 5.0 minus 3.0 is 2.0. So now let's talk about multiplication. So same thing, let's say I use int a is equals to 1 multiply by 100. And if I try to print out a, I will get 100. So let's see if I get 100. Yes, I do get 100. So let's talk about division. And division is quite tricky for the first time. So let's say I use integer, right? I use integer, and I put b is equals to 5 divided by 2. What do you think the value I will get? First of all, if I divide 5 by 2, The actual value is, I think it's 2.5. Okay, yes, it's 2.5. So my thing, so it will, since you want an integer, it will round up to 3. But the thing is, if you just divide an integer with another integer, and you take an integer from the result, the result will be just 2. Let me show you. So the result is not a round up 1 which is 3, it's just 2. It's basically discard the decimal points. So if I use point 0, do you think it works? Well, it doesn't. Why? Well, this is how. If you want to do an operation, and okay, let me give you another example. Okay, let's say use double, and I tell b. Okay, let me, it's the same thing. Double b is equals to 5 divided by 2. What do you think the value will be? You think it's 2.5? Let's see. No, still 2.0. Why? Okay, so this is how it works. Before, if you do a operation, right, like a division, it won't look at the data type that that you want the b to be. So you don't look at the data type, it will just look at the operation first. So here you use an integer, and here you use an integer 2. So it will divide 5 an integer, divide by 2 an integer, and it will get 2 as an integer. Why? If you take an integer and divide by an integer, you must get an integer. That's how the Java thinks. So so if you want a double, you need to change at least 1 to double. So let's say I change this 5.0. Now if I divide, I get 2.5. Why? If I take one double, the Java will implicitly will change another one to double. You might think why it didn't change these to integer, but instead it changed these to double. So obviously here I'm dividing double with integer, right? It will change that to double divide by double. It will change the integer to double and not integer divided by integer. Why? Well, it's hard for it. It's something like that. Imagine int has a lower priority, not lower priority, lower predecessor, I guess so. Integer is considered lower than double. So Java can only implicitly change upwards. So it cannot change downwards. So it cannot change from double to integer. It can only change to integer to double. And above double is string. So that's why even though you try to print a double, and by the way, if I want to print something, right, I need to pass a string. There's no other ways. So what the Java implicitly will do is change this to a string. So it can only change upwards. So that's why the int that he gave here, it will be changed to double. So if you divide a double with another double, you will get a double too. So so if I take 5.0 divide by 2.0, the answer will be 2.5. doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what decimal point you get because it won't be discarded, because you if you divide a double with double, you need to get a double. So the 2.5, the 0.5 won't be discarded. So it's kind of new, but just take it as like this. If you want a double answer, you need at least one double in that operation. So if you use two integers and expect it to become 2.5 just because you put a double here, it doesn't work like that. You need to put a double here. So yeah, that's kind of new. So just get used to it, and don't worry, the more uh, activities you do, or the more practice you have done, the more familiar you will be with these kind of things. So let's solve with the division, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. Not only you can use this plus sign with numbers, you can, or double or integer, you can also use it with strings. Well, how does that go? A string, let's say this is your full name, and okay, let's say I put Rachel plus green, and if I try to print this full name, what do you think it will be? Well, it will be Rachel with green in one word. Let's run. There you go. You got Rachel green. Let's say you want a space here, right? So you can either give a space here, or you can give a space here. So if you try to run it, you get Rachel green. So this actually is called, I'm sorry if the spelling is wrong, but I think it's concatenation. So this is where you combine two strings, and so that's how you use the plus sign with strings. So I will stop here. I still have to talk about relational operators and logical operators, but I will stop here and I'll continue in the next video. Thank you.